Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com bringing y'all my NBA Jam session on February 6th, 2023, man. Y'all know why I'm pumped up. Y'all know why I'm excited, man. Kyrie Irving is a Dallas Maverick, man. Nobody's more excited about that than your God, man. Hey, but we're here to make some money tonight, man. If you're looking for more of this great content, y'all know what to do, man. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop your like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like. My best bets can be found at Pickdawgz Premium, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ. That's where I usually update y'all on late injury news, and if my mind changes due to late information coming out of the association, man. I also drop free parlays, free plays, all that great stuff over there on Twitter, man. So follow me over there. Hey, 8-game card tonight in the NBA, man. We're going to smash it per usual. Beautiful week ahead, man. Trade deadline week, man. This week's going to be on fire. It's one of my favorite weeks in all of the NBA season, man. I can't wait for this week, man. We already had a bomb drop yesterday with my Mavs trading for Kyrie Irving, man. One of the best shot makers I've ever seen in my life, man. One of the best ball handlers I've ever seen in my life, man. Of course, I'm ecstatic, man. But we're here to make some money tonight. We'll talk about the Nets in a little bit. We'll talk about the Mavs in a little bit as well. Like I said, 8-game card. We're going to try to smash it per usual, man. So without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. In our first matchup of the night, man, we got the Detroit Pistons. They're out on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Celtics laying 10.5 here in this one, total 230. This is an interesting one to start out our day, man. I lean Celtics in this one. I am a little nervous, not sure if I'm going to bet it, with the Celtics being so awful against the spread here recently. I think they're like 1-7 in their last 8 games against the spread. Just have not been covering, man. They've only won 2 of their last 5 as well. This is going to be their 5th straight home game. I do lean their direction because we have seen them beat up on this Pistons team twice this season. The first one was on the 9th of November. They beat them in Boston 128-112. And the second one was in Detroit. They beat them in that one 117-108 on the 12th of November. Like I said, their 5th straight home game. I know they've been struggling against the spread here recently, but they're still a top 2-3 team in basketball. I don't know if they're the best team in basketball right now. I've been saying they were all season long, but I don't know. The Sixers been playing some good basketball here recently, even though they lost yesterday. But they're still a top 2-3 team in the NBA this season. They should take care of this Pistons team. We go look at the Pistons. They've only won 2 of their last 5 as well. They also just lost to Phoenix 116-100. I had the Pistons in that one. I had the Pistons the game before that as well against the Charlotte Hornets. They won that one 118-112. But the Pistons, man, they're just a hard group to handicap as well, as they're really inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get from them night in, night out. They're a bad team that covers spreads occasionally. They're 23-28 and 3 against the spread this season, so you just got to catch them in the right situations. Is this the right situation? It might be, as the Celtics, like I said, have been so awful against the spread here recently, but in that same breath, I can see this as a perfect bounce back and get right opportunity for one of the top teams in the NBA, man. So I'm gonna lay the points here with the Boston Celtics. I do think more than likely they blow this team out and they get back to looking like the dominant team we were accustomed to seeing this season. Perfect situation to do so against this Pistons team as well. I will say this, man, we got to be wary all week. This is not a week to really, I say, go heavy, man. We got a lot of trade news coming through the pipelines, a lot of stuff like that. So a lot of guys might be getting traded. They might be getting packed up. So we got to tread lightly this week, man. We got to attack our spots that we really like, spots that are iffy. We can stay away. I do lean Boston in this one. Detroit, Bojan Bogdanovic could be getting traded at any moment this week. I hope he comes to the Mavs with my guy Kyrie. I've been saying I really want him as well. I don't know if we got any pieces to do it, but Bojan, a really good player. I can see a contender trading for him, man. So he might be out of Detroit soon. But I do lean Boston in this one. Could be a perfect bounce back and get right opportunity here in our first game of the night. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers out on the road facing the Washington Wizards. Cleveland laying 2.5 as road favorites, total 220. What are we going to do with Washington, man? They just blew, 2 back-to-back 20-plus leads late in games, man. Oh, my goodness. The first one was cool because I had Portland on the money line. The second one against the Nets, oh, my goodness, did that one hurt, man. That one hurt. Kuzma is out for this one. Looks like my guy Bradley Beal is questionable to play here tonight. It's a tough one, man. Cleveland, we know they're not the same juggernaut out on the road as they are at home. It's a tough spot, man. It really is. To be honest, this is what I'm going to do. I lean Wizards, bro. I do. I know they've been awful, bro. I know they hurt our pockets. The last 2 games, blowing 2 20-point leads is crazy. But if you go look at their last 10 games, Wizards have been playing good basketball. And they were up 20 in those 2 games, man. So I do think they still have the capability to win this one on their home floor. They've been on the road a lot here lately, man. I need to see if Bradley Beal plays in this one. If Bradley Beal plays in this one, I like the Wizards a lot. He's listed as questionable right now. If he doesn't play, I'm staying away. I don't really want to bet Cleveland in this spot on the road, especially not on a back-to-back. A road back-to-back for a Cleveland team that really doesn't play their best basketball out on the road. I know they got a huge win yesterday. They beat up on the Pacers, which was my play of the day yesterday. I didn't see that happening, but it did. And I just don't want to lay points with this Cleveland team on the road in a road back-to-back. We've seen this Wizards team play good basketball here recently. I know they're without Kuzma, but I still think Porzingis could have a nice game. I need to see if my guy Bradley Beal plays or not. If he's in, we're on the Wizards. If he's not, it's probably a stay-away situation. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Los Angeles Clippers out on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. Clippers laying 7.5 as road favorites, total to 20.5. And we're all over the Clippers in this one, man. Don't overcomplicate it. Just take the Clippers, lay the 7.5. In my mind, this should be an easily double-digit win, man. They should easily win this game by double digits. I don't know who's going to score the basketball for the Brooklyn Nets. Cam Thomas, I know he had a good game in his last one, but no, sir. Not against 2 of the top wing defenders in the NBA, in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. No Kyrie no longer for the Brooklyn Nets. We know Kevin Durant's still out. Dinwiddie and Dodo, man, shout out for what y'all did in Dallas. Thank y'all for the run last year to the Western Conference Finals, but they're not playing in this one tonight, man. And I don't know, TJ Warren going for 40 tonight. I mean, Bubba Warren coming back. I doubt it. I'm taking the Clippers in this one. I'm laying the 7.5. Now, moving forward, what's going on with this Nets team? What do y'all think is the outlook for this Nets team? Remember, they got swept first round last year. Do we see them improving from that? I don't know. Maybe they push a team to 6th first round. I don't know. Kevin Durant is that guy, but I don't know if he got enough help over there, man. If Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith really couldn't help elevate Luka, I mean, they did to a certain extent, but I don't know, man. Brooklyn, they might be looking for another trade. I would imagine so, but I don't know what's really out there for them. The Clippers, I think they're still looking for some trade pieces as well. It's going to be an interesting week, man, due to these trades. Really interesting week. One of the more interesting weeks all NBA season, man. Check me out here all week, man. I'm going to be here all week, man, per usual. But here in this game, I like the Clippers, man. I actually like them a lot. I think this is a game where they completely dismantle this Nets team. The Nets did beat them earlier this season, 110-95, earlier in the season on the 12th of November. So Clippers also working with revenge. Clippers been playing really good basketball out on the road. Nets going through some turmoil, going through a lot right now. Definitely see this one as a double-digit win for the Clippers. So Clippers are nothing for me here in this matchup tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the San Antonio Spurs out on the road facing your Chicago Bulls. Bulls laying 10.5, total 237.5. Quite honestly, man, I'm not betting this game. I'm staying away from this game. I just don't like this game. And I tell you all the time, we do not got to bet every game on the board. I definitely don't bet every game on the board. And I try to tell you all the games that are not even on my radar. And this is definitely one of those. We look at the San Antonio Spurs, man. They've been beat by 9+ in their last 5 games. 2 of those were 10 exactly. The other 3 were blowout losses, so it's hard to look in their direction. But in that same breath, you cannot look me in the eye and tell me you feel comfortable laying 10 with the Chicago Bulls, one of the more inconsistent teams in all of the NBA. You just can't do it because I can't do it, so I'm staying away from this one, man. If I were to lean anywhere, it would probably be Spurs plus the 10.5, as I can see this game being a 7-8 point win for the Chicago Bulls. If you're asking me, do the Bulls win this game? Yes, I do think they win the game. If you're asking me, do I think that the Chicago Bulls could blow out the San Antonio Spurs? yes, I do think they possibly could blow out the San Antonio Spurs. But if you're asking me would I put my money on the Chicago Bulls to do that, no, I would not, man. Really inconsistent. They play some sloppy basketball during some periods of basketball. And that just lets some of these teams hang in there, man. I could definitely see this being just a straight up 8-point win for the Chicago Bulls. So for that reason, I think that line's super tight. I don't want to even have no action on this one, me personally. So I'm staying away. Smallest lean of the entire season, I promise, is the San Antonio Spurs. But again, I'm not betting this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Sacramento Kings out on the road facing the Houston Rockets. Sacramento laying 5.5 here in this one, total 234. And quite honestly, perfect bounce back and get right opportunity for the Sacramento Kings, man. Of course, we're going to lay the 5.5 with one of our favorite money-making teams this season. We've been off them for a little minute, man, as the schedule for them really got brutal. They went out on a long road trip, man. They're still in the middle of that road trip, and they're on a long road trip back-to-back. They just lost handedly last night to the New Orleans Pelicans, man, 136-104. We had the Pelicans in that one. We've been fading our Kings here. I told y'all for a minute it was just a tough little scheduling spot for them. But tonight, I think this is a perfect bounce back and get right opportunity for this team, man, going up against the Houston Rockets, one of the worst teams in the NBA, man. We're going to lay the 5.5 with the Kings here. We've already seen the Kings beat up on this team twice this season, 139-114 the first matchup, which really wasn't that long ago on January 13th, and the game before that, 135-115 on the 11th of January. So it was a home-and-home situation for Sacramento. But do I think they could do the same thing out on the road? I definitely do think that. We know how awful Houston has been here recently as well. They just got blown out by the Oklahoma City Thunder by 23 points. They lost to the Toronto Raptors as well. They had 2 wins in there against Oklahoma City and Detroit, but when they play the better teams, they usually get stomped. I could definitely see this as a bounce-back game for the Kings. They get right on their last game of this road trip. I know that it's a back-to-back game after a long road trip, but they're the better team here in this one. They bounce back out on the road, where they've actually been pretty good this season. Give me the Kings. I'll lay the 5.5. Not going to overcomplicate it. They're going to beat up on this Houston Rockets team tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, man, out on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Jazz laying 9.5, total 222.5. Now, for this game's sake, man, just take the Jazz, lay the 9.5. Don't overcomplicate it. Nobody playing for the Mavs tonight. We're a G League team without Luka Doncic. We don't have Dinwiddie tonight. We don't have Dodo. I don't know where the scoring is going to come from. The Jazz should win this one by double digits pretty comfortably, pretty easily. Take the Jazz, lay the 9.5. So we got that out the way. Now I can talk my Mavs. If y'all don't want to listen to me spill all this shit, man, just skip to the next segment. But Kyrie Irving, let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about, Mark Cuban. That's what we needed. Hey, you heard it here first, man. I think a lot of y'all forget my Dallas Mavericks went to the Western Conference Finals last year. Take a step back and just think about that for a second. Just think about it. My Dallas Mavericks went to the Western Conference Finals last year. A lot of people still saying it was a fluke, it was this, it was that. No, it's not. I just think a lot of y'all fail to realize that regular season basketball and playoff basketball are 2 totally different things. They're 2 totally different things, okay? When it comes to a 7-game series, in the Western Conference, I'm taking Luka Doncic over damn near anybody. Straight up, that's just how I feel. In a 7-game series, I'm taking Luka Doncic over damn near anybody. That's just what I'm doing. He is probably the biggest walking mismatch in all of the NBA. Hence why in the Utah Jazz series, he was just a walking mismatch. Even though he didn't even play the whole series, man. It was forcing Rudy Gobert to be unplayable, kick out to the corner. We're going to hit shots. That's why we won the first one. He's just a walking mismatch. The second series, I think y'all forget, the Phoenix Suns were the number 1 seed last year. And what happened? They lost to the Dallas Mavericks. Why? Luka Doncic is just a playoff walking mismatch. Now we have a solidified bucket getter in Kyrie Irving? Man, y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. Some of y'all yesterday was telling me I'm delusional for thinking that we could get to the finals. Bro, we got to the Western Conference Finals last year, and our second best player was Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson. That's my guy. I love Jalen Brunson. He arguably should have been an All-Star this year for the New York Knicks. But hey, in the playoffs, I'm telling you this right now. Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA in the playoffs. That's just how I see it. He's the biggest walking mismatch, and now he has somebody he can look down that bench and say, I know he can get me any bucket that I need. I know now I don't have to score 50 because this guy right here can go score 50 as well in Kyrie Irving, man. I really think my Mavs, that was a huge, and I mean huge acquisition for the Mavs, man. Now, can the team gel together? If the team gels together, man, we're pushing anybody to 7 in the Western Conference Finals, and we can get there. And quite honestly, like I said, Luka being the biggest walking mismatch in the playoffs, man, I really, really think we could get to the finals and push whoever we meet there to a really good series, man. I'm not sure a lot of y'all know how good Luka Doncic is, man. I've been saying for a few seasons he's that guy. Right now, this current NBA season, for me, he's my MVP. I think we get back, man. It's going to be a hell of a season. I can't wait. Kyrie Irving's debut will be Wednesday in Los Angeles against our arch nemesis in the Los Angeles Clippers, man. The only reason we haven't had just more playoff success is because the first 2 years we made the playoffs, the team that could play the best defense on us just so happened to be the Clippers because they have, like I said earlier when we talked about the Clippers, two of the top 2 wing defenders in the NBA in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The Clippers are one of the few teams that have a lot of defensive bodies to throw at Luka Doncic. Other teams do not. The Clippers are probably the one team in the West that gives me a little pause. Anybody else, I'm not really that afraid of when it comes to a playoff series. So I know I just ranted a little bit on the Mavs. Y'all knew I was going to do that today. Huge acquisition of Kyrie Irving, man. I'm excited for it. Y'all better watch out for my Mavs. It's going to be a long season for y'all now. Y'all know y'all got to listen to me yak about them all season. Sorry about that, but it's going to be a great season. I can't wait. Here tonight, though, we take the Jazz, though. Nobody's playing for the Mavericks, bro. No Luka, no nobody. It's a G League team without those guys. Lay the points here with Utah. But with the Mavs, they outlook for the season, you better watch out for us, man. You better watch out. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got our favorite money-making team in all of the NBA, in the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, the best cover team in all of the NBA, man. They're getting 4.5 on the road against the Golden State Warriors, man. Total 236. Warriors, man. No Stephen Curry, man. Damn, man. He always getting hurt, bro. It's always something with him, man. That's unfortunate for this Warriors. And he's going to miss the All-Star game. He's not going to be able to defend his title, where he always go crazy in the All-Star game. But no Curry for a little minute, man. And I know the Warriors go stupid, dummy, crazy at home, man. But the Thunder Buddies are just our team, bro. I know they've been playing some tough basketball here recently, as they've only won 2 of their last 5. But they did wake up in that last one as they dismantled the Houston Rockets 153-121, man. Now they come in here to Golden State without Stephen Curry. Could I see this as a game where the Thunder make it competitive? I do, man. I really do. I'm going to grab the points here with the Oklahoma City Thunder. We've seen these two teams face off once already this season. The Warriors did come into OKC and win that one 128-120 not that long ago, on January 30th, actually. And I know the Warriors go stupid, dummy, crazy at home as they're 20-6 straight up in their building this season. But I think the Thunder come in here and make this a good game. I honestly do. And the Warriors without Curry are just not the same team. I know Jordan Poole has stepped up in these spots a lot this season. I just don't think tonight's going to be one of those nights, man. I just really don't. I think the Thunder mess around and win this game outright. That's just how I see it. So, me personally, I'm taking the Thunder plus the 4.5. I'm taking the Thunder on the money line as well. We've been on them a lot here recently. They showed back up in their last one against the Rockets, put it to them, a team that's really had their number over the last 2 years or so. That was their first win of the Rockets in a little minute. So they came out, played in that one. I think we see them play another good game here tonight. So me personally, I'm leaning Thunder plus the 4.5, and I like them on the money line as well. I think they go here and beat Golden State. In our last and final matchup of the night, man, we got a really good game. We got the Milwaukee Bucks laying 4 on the Portland Trail Blazers, total 240. Milwaukee in the middle of that 7-game winning streak, man. They're playing really good basketball right now. They've gotten healthier, got pretty much all their guys back. I've liked what I've seen from Milwaukee here recently, man. But quite honestly, man, it's a Monday. And I see this as being a trap spot for the Bucks. I think it comes crashing down today. I think tonight is the flat spot for the Bucks, and I think the Blazers win this game outright. I'm gonna take them plus the 4, but I'm also gonna sprinkle some on the money line. The Blazers have been playing better basketball here recently. I know they're on a back-to-back, and I know they lost last night to the Chicago Bulls, but I think they bounced back tonight on their home floor, man. I really do. Milwaukee, they've been dominant here recently, man. They really have, but they're not the same juggernaut on the road as they are on their home floor. They just play 4 straight home games. I think they go out on the road, man, this first one they drop. I really do. I think Portland gets back to 500 at 27-27. I'm taking the Portland Trail Blazers here in this one to close out our night, man. Tight game, tight line. It's going to be a good one, man. I could see if you want to take the other side, I really could. But me personally, I just got a good feeling on these Portland Trail Blazers tonight. I will say this, though. I have taken Portland on the money line in their last 3 games. We had them last night against Chicago. Did not pan out. But we had them the night before against the Wizards. They ended the Wizards' winning streak. I think they're going to go ahead and end Milwaukee's as well. So, me personally, taking the Portland Trail Blazers on the money line on their home floor to close out our night. And that's going to conclude today's episode on the Jam Session on February 6th, 2023, man. Thank y'all for watching. Smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe if you're new. And drop your like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like, man. My best bets can be found at Pickdawgz Premium, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play, man. We did drop yesterday with the Indiana Pacers, man. But we've hit 10 of our last 17. We're going to try to keep that momentum rolling forward. It was a positive premium night. We went 2-1. We just dropped the best bet. That happens sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna bounce back on that play tonight, so you can scoop that up, $15. Don't be afraid of those long-term packages though, as you get every play that I release in the time frame of the package that you get, and that's all sports as well. So if you get like a weekly package this week, you get my Super Bowl play for Sunday. You get all the NBA that I released this week. You get all the college basketball. All that great stuff in that package, man. So think about doing that. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ. That's where I update y'all on late injury news. Let y'all know if my mind changes due to late information coming out of the association, man. I drop free parlays over there occasionally, free plays as well. So follow me over there on Twitter, man. Nice card tonight. We want to smash it per usual, man. Hell of a weekend. Kyrie Irving is now a Maverick. Nobody's more excited about that than your guy, man. Hey, let's make some money tonight. I'll talk to y'all on Twitter. Talk to y'all in the comments, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, and I'm out. Peace.